Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you our Super Bowl 47 preview between the Baltimore Ravens and the San Francisco 49ers. We're going to take a look at some coaching points for both teams in this matchup. We're going to also go inside the lab to take a look at some X's and O's on the marker board. I'm going to give you my X factors, look at the personnel breakdown. But let's start this video off the right way by taking a look at the keys to victory for both teams, starting with the Baltimore Ravens. You have to be impressed with the Ravens offensively. They've averaged over 30 points a game throughout the course of this playoff run. I think it's in large part to their offensive line being able to win the individual matchups. And I think that's the key focal point in this ballgame versus San Francisco, being able to get to the edge in the running game, being able to give Joe Flacco time in the pocket. I think that's going to be key in order for the Ravens to have success. But let's go inside the lab and look at this Ravens offense and how they utilize double tight end sets to create opportunities. The Baltimore Ravens love to utilize two tight end sets in their offensive attack. Why? Because it puts a lot of pressure on opposing defenses. You can get a matchup with a linebacker or a strong safety, and that's an advantage for the Ravens. It also gives them an advantage in the running game because those guys can also block. Here's some of the formations that they love to utilize throughout their offensive attack. You see ace formation, which is one back, and all the formations are single back, which have ace, which two tight ends on one side, giving you that classic single back look. We have king, and king is one of their favorite formations where they put two tight ends on the same side. So that's important because it gives them that leverage running off tackle to the strong side, and you have your two wide receivers on the back end. Usually this is Torrey Smith because he loves those in-breaking routes, so that gives you an opportunity to get him deep down the field. You have Trey, we have two tight ends on the same side with one receiver. That's another outstanding look because you can bring this guy in motion, gives you many different options, and that's one thing they do well. They put those tight ends in motion a lot. And we have unbalanced. We have both tight ends on the same side and both of the receivers on the same side. This puts the defense at a huge disadvantage, and it also opens you up for maybe a one-on-one opportunity with the back. Leaking out of the backfield in the flare route or a flat route gives you a lot of versatility within your offense. So let's take a look at how they utilize these formations to their effectiveness with their two tight end sets. And what we have drawn up right here is Trey Wright 36 stretch, and we call it Trey Wright because obviously the Trey formation, 36 stretch. The three back right here is going to the six holes, really attacking the outside. As soon as he see a lane, he can hit it. The play is designed to go to the outside, but he may see a cut back here. He may even bounce it out even further to where it's 38 stretch, but the stretch just designates the blocking assignment. Everybody's reach blocking, and the running back has the opportunity to hit the six hole, the eight hole, or even just take it outside or even cut it back across the grain. And you see how we have it blocked up. Tackle, backside tackle is zone stepping toward this three technique. Guard is going up to the will linebacker. Center is trying to grab that three technique on this side. This play side guard is reaching toward the outside shoulder, the inside shoulder of the defensive end, but he's keeping an eye on that weak side backer because if he's flowing, he's going to step up and take him out. Play side tackle is reaching the inside shoulder of the strong side backer, and we have the tight end on this side is working up. He's eyeing the strong safety, the alley guy, while the weak tight end is also working up toward that safety, but he has responsibility for the backside middle linebacker who's going to flow to the lane to try to fill. This guy's job to block him. Wide receiver is going to run at the strong safety because we can trust our running back to make this guy miss. So we run a 36 stretch here. Quarterback opens out, hands it off, carries out the fake because we run boots off this as well. And we have this guy running up to go get the free safety. So that's Trey Wright, 36 stretch. Now let's draw up a play where they have play action pass going off of the 36 stretch. Now we're going to show you a play action pass off of the 36 stretch that the Ravens love to run. Trey Wright, fake 36 stretch, 129 Y stick. I know that's a lot. Here's your Y, keep that in mind. And this is the one route, 2, 9. Your one route is your quick slant. And this is the quarterback is going to show not a full carry out the fake, it's a quick fake. It's a show fake, we like to call it, where he's going to stick the ball out there, turn his shoulder, get those backers to flow that way, so that way he can set up quickly and possibly hit that quick slant. So that's your one route. Your two route is your speed out by the weak side tight end, and your 9 route is your takeoff route by the wide receiver. Y stick up right there. And the quarterback is going to utilize his pre-snap read. He's going to read the Sam, and he's going to read the strong safety. And that's going to designate where he's going with the football. So he's going to do that show fake. The running back attacks. he's going to either hit the stick route or he's going to hit that speed out, or if he sees the corner squatting, and that's going to be open. So there's some options for the Ravens to have some success versus that 49ers defense utilizing their double tight end set. So we showed you a running play, their 36 stretch, and we showed you the passing play off of it, their fake 36 stretch, 129 wide stick.
Defensively for the Ravens, I think the linebacker play will be vital. They're going to have to play discipline, play their assignments, don't try to be a hero. And on the back end, they have to go more cover 4. Give a tight look, go cover 4, that's quarters throughout the course of your coverage. And that way they can put themselves in better position to have a chance against the 49ers. But let's go inside the lab and look at that defense to see how they can utilize Haloti Ngata to their advantage.
The Ravens have a unique athletic nose tackle in Haloti Ngata, so I think they can get creative with their stunt packages versus the 49ers. And here's one example. This is a banjo blitz. It's disguised as cover 1, disguised as cover 2. So Kaepernick is going to see 2 safeties back pre-snap and probably make some certain adjustments. And it's also showing 6-man pressure. So it gives the illusion of 6-man pressure, but really you're not sending 6. You're dropping 1 deep, and you have man on the corners. And it's important for the corners to line up on the inside. Don't give up inside release against the quick pass. So you see what we have here. You have the Mike backer attacking this gap. Weak side backer attacking the backside in that B gap right there. You have the nose here. That's going to be important. You see we drop into Sam in this zone. We're going to drop the free safety down in this zone, and we're going to send the weak side backer here. But this is the key, and we're also dropping the strong safety cover 1, which I said before, showing cover 2, but really it's cover 1. And this is the banjo blitz right here. This is the banjo call. He's going to push and then drop into that middle zone. And Haloti Ngata, and this is important because Haloti Ngata is athletic enough to make a play on the ball right here. Because if Kaepernick sees pressure coming, if he thinks it's 6-man pressure and makes a check call to where Vernon Davis is flying across the middle, he's going to run right into Haloti Ngata, and that could be an interception. So the Baltimore Ravens can be creative with their stunt packages in order to get pressure on Kaepernick, but also put themselves in a great situation to make a play on the ball.
Now let's move over to the 49ers in this ball game, and what a job Colin Kaepernick has done throughout the course of the playoffs. But when you look at this offense, everyone talks about the pistol, but let's go inside the lab and look at this offensive line to see how they're able to have an advantage up front.
What makes the 49ers difficult to defend is not the pistol itself, it's the way they block it. The offensive line does a great job of communicating, so they're always getting a double team on one guy. You see what we have drawn up. Different ways they run their pistol. This is how they block it up. If you're uncovered, you look at these guys right here, both of the guards are uncovered, and also the tight end. They're going to communicate with the guy next to him. If the guy has a man over him, okay, then I'm going to help out with him and move on to the second level. I'm going to help out with the nose and move on to the second level. Same here. Now, you always want to leave one guy unblocked, and they're going to always leave the outside guy unblocked, the end man on the line of scrimmage. Why? Because that is the read guy. So if Kaepernick runs it up in here and this guy crashes down, he pulls it, he comes around the outside. Or they'll use this fullback or tight end to stalk up and get this strong safety. So they still are going to leave this guy unblocked. You see, that's how we have it drawn up here. Let's say they go to a 4-3 front and they cover the tight end. The tight end still will leave his guy unblocked, that defensive end, work up to the second level. You see the guy next to you doesn't have anyone over him. You're going to help him out and move up to the second level. The key is getting double team at the point of attack, getting those guards on a body up front, and that's how they're able to have success. You see right here, we widen out the tight end or the fullback, and he's going to work up and get that strong safety, still leaving the defensive end unblocked. So that's what happens with this pistol. The formation itself, it's a simple formation. It's just the blocking assignments that the 49ers do so well, which keeps them very aggressive offensively, and they're still able to run their power G game where they can easily, let's say this guy right here is uncovered, and they decide, you know what, we want to have power coming this way. We want to do a lead instead of a read option. So we're going to take this guy, we're going to pull him around, and he's going to kick out this linebacker while this fullback is going to work through the hole and get that strong safety. So they can still stay within our offense. It's not all read option based, so they can actually still run their power game where they pull that backside guard. So there's a lot of creativity within their offense, and that's why they're so dangerous to defend.
Michael Crabtree in that passing game has been on fire as well throughout the playoffs, and I think they have a huge advantage versus that secondary of Baltimore. So let's go back inside the lab to see how Crabtree, Vernon Davis can have some success versus the Baltimore Ravens secondary with their quick passing game.
the passing game of the pistol formation also leaves you at an advantage if you're in offense, because your quick passing game never loses rhythm. A lot of times when you see a guy drop back the pass with a 3-step drop, he has to find the football, find the laces, set up, and fire the football. A lot of times the timing is not necessarily there. But in the pistol, you're 3.5 yards away from the center. You get that football quickly. You can set up, adjust the ball, and fire it out. That's why their quick passing game is so effective. So let's say you have all slants called. You see inside guy running slant, outside guy running slants. So now with the quick passing game, you're focusing on the reaction of the inside guy. You're focusing on the action of the inside guy. So, and this is the complement of the slant. You have your quick out to Vernon Davis or whoever. So now you have 3 slant calls. So now Kaepernick can go to his pre-snap read and see where's the soft spot. Is this guy playing off? Is this guy playing too tight? So this is going to be open. He can do a great job pre-snap deciding where he wants to go. And if you really want to get creative, you could just swing that back out right there, and that's going to hold not only this backer, but it's also going to put this backer in the bind. So your quick passing game can be effective, and it also leaves you open for double moves. So let's say you can have your sluggos where you shoot up the field this way, shoot up that way. And really what happens is now you put a lot of pressure on these guys back here. They're going to have to make a decision, and we know how much defenders don't want to think when they're out there. They just want to react. If you force those guys to think, I think the 49ers can have big plays downfield in the passing game this time around versus the Baltimore Ravens.
Defensively for the 49ers, it will come down to 2 key points. Number 1, Aldon Smith versus Bryant McKinnie. That's going to be a battle that Smith has to win throughout the course of the game. You have to be able to get pressure on Flacco to disrupt the timing of the offense. And number 2, you have to be able to defend their flex tight end and their passing game. They love to put Torrey Smith in the slot. So when you look at guys like Terrell Brown, Carlos Rogers, they're going to have success against Torrey Smith, but you really have to defend those 2 tight ends in the passing game in order to have a chance. Haloti Ngata is the key X factor, in my opinion, for the Baltimore Ravens. His athleticism alone allows you to be creative defensively, and I think that can give the 49ers problems up front. And Ted Ginn and that special teams being an X factor for the 49ers. We saw the Baltimore Ravens struggle versus the Denver Broncos, and we know the 49ers have an excellent special teams return unit, and that could be an X factor that could ultimately determine the outcome of this ball game. Now, here are some of my coaching points for both teams in this matchup. For the 49ers, they have to stay creative with the pistol. They can still run their power game as well, and don't get outflanked on defense. Otherwise, the Ravens can't get the edge in the running game, and you have to be able to cover the flank tight end. Otherwise, it could be a long day, as I've explained before. And for Baltimore, they have to go more of a tight cover 4. I've mentioned that already, and you have to trust in your assignment. If you have the dive guy, stay with the dive guy. Don't try to be a hero, and go big on offense. You have a size advantage. You should be able to run the football effectively versus San Francisco. Now let's take a look at the personnel breakdown in this ball game, and quite honestly, it's an even matchup through and through. The Niners do have an advantage in the special teams department, but overall, we're probably going to see another Super Bowl classic that's going to come down to the wire. I like the 49ers in this ball game. I went back and watched the Ravens take on the Redskins and how they defended that pistol offense, and it gave them some problems, quite honestly. But this is a different type of pistol attack. They still run downhill and run more of a power game out their offense as opposed to the Redskins. So I think they can still have some success running the football downhill. And you look at last year's matchup between these two teams, the one element that was missing was Colin Kaepernick. They blitzed Alex Smith. Alex Smith wasn't able to get out of the way. We know Kaepernick has that escapability and also has the ability to make the tough throw downfield, because there will be some opportunities to make those plays. So overall, I think the 49ers offense is a lot different this year as opposed to last. So I see them winning Super Bowl 47. And I want to give a huge shout out to 49er fan forums and Raven fan forums for always showing football game plan support.